handle that. No, they couldn't handle that. If they really knew the fact, yeah, they really don't. To have a gift, it is a curse. To be the light, you must feel the burn. Given the power to move a tide, now shake the sea. Imagine that.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where we discuss popular mainstream music. And in this video, you see the title, we're going to be talking about Pop Boys Out the Closet, okay? Pop Boys Out the Closet, very interesting topic. But before we get into this, if you enjoyed the little snippet of music in the beginning of this video, that is my music, guys. Check it out. It's here on YouTube. All you have to do is type my name, Sam Dolphin, and my music will pop up. Okay, you can also check out my music on all music streaming platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music, so definitely check it out, guys. I'd really appreciate it. So getting back into the video, and it is Pop Boys Out the Closet. Okay, now what is this video about? Okay, I want to discuss male pop stars, okay, male music artists in the forefront. The reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because recently we've gotten a lot of number of pop stars who have been quote unquote outed or who have been discussing their sexuality. It's been a very big topic, okay? It's been a lot of instances of, you know, pop boys kind of coming out, speaking about their sexuality. And I think it's a very interesting topic because when it comes to pop male stars, a lot of times there could be pressure for them to appear heterosexual, even if they're not. I also want to talk about our relationship with gay LGBT male pop stars specifically. Okay, our relationship with them and the pressures they have to appear heterosexual within the industry. Whether it has to do with dealing with their fan bases, whether it has to do with men being comfortable within their sexuality in a public position as a public figure, okay, all of this, okay, and it's very interesting for me, especially as a pop male artist who is gay, who is LGBT. This is a very interesting topic because a lot of times, even back in the day, people would, you know, be like, oh, will you be out? Will you be inside? And it's like, of course I would be out. So the first artist I want to name is Khalid, okay? Khalid. So recently, Khalid has been, what he says, claims outed, okay, by one of his messy ex-boyfriends who pretty much like said a lot of negative things about him, whatever, but also included the fact that they were in a relationship. And Khalid has never confirmed his sexuality in the public. People have gotten their hunches. People have thought. I personally never thought about Khalid's sexuality. He's not such a sexual artist, so I never like really took in fact the matter, you know. And he actually got kind of annoyed by it, and he said that he was never hiding. He was in fact never hiding. You guys can tell me your opinion, but what it comes off to me is that he was comfortable. Like maybe like the industry, in the bubble of the industry, he was like out, but not into public. And of course he said it's no one's business and you don't have to. When you look at artists and they're making songs about love and they're making songs about relationships, people are naturally going to be curious as to what you're interested in. Especially if you're like a heartthrob or something, people are naturally going to be curious. Okay, well, who are you interested in? Who are you making hot? You know. Now moving on to Lil Nas X, okay, another LGBT male artist, okay, and Lil Nas X is very different from Khalid. Lil Nas X is really out there. He's really out there. Now, he started his career not really saying anything about his sexuality, and then he ended up really coming out and letting everyone know, and I think that's been the best for his career because it's allowed him to be as genuine as he wants to be. Now, when it comes to Lil Nas X, he is really out there. He's really out there. He puts a lot of sexual innuendos, lots of sexuality into his music. So much so that he even trolls other religions. Now, personally for me, that's where I would mark a line. I'm really sensitive with other people's like beliefs and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying this is what he needs to do. Everyone does whatever they want. You know, I think it's artistic and it's creative, but he is so out there that he gets to the point of like trolling other people and testing people's limits people's beliefs, people's faiths, people's comfortability. You know, he tests all of that. And so it's very interesting how this type of approach to his sexuality, which he makes it a strong part of his brand and his message, has offended other people. So, you know, at one point, I feel like Lil Nas X exposes the idea that people do care about sexuality and people are really insecure about sexuality. So a lot of times we like to say, oh, no one cares, no one cares, no one cares. And then a person like Lil Nas X comes in and everyone's caring. You know, I don't necessarily think it's a wrong thing. I mean, I feel like it's freedom of speech, freedom of artistic expression. Tell me what you guys think about Lil Nas X and how he handles his sexuality. One thing I can say with Lil Nas X, especially he's an Aries, is he's confident. You know, he's one of the main artists to really vocally put himself out there and say, yeah, I'm gay, that's my sexuality. You know, so he's like just like Aries, like they're the first. They're always the first. They trailblaze a lot. Now, he does take a lot of ideas from other people, but when it comes to being independent and self-willed, he really has a lot of that. So definitely props to Lil Nas X to being a real strong example of how to own your sexuality and to be comfortable, you know, with yourself. Now we have Troye Sivan, okay? Troye Sivan, okay? So Troye is another gay male artist. He's really out there. Okay, he has put himself out there, and a lot of his artistry has to deal with sexuality, but instead of it being in the Lil Nas X way, which it could be kind of trolly and pushing people's boundaries, with Troye Sivan, he does it in a way where he likes to explore the topics of his community. Okay, likes to explore a lot of the taboo topics, the cheating, being in the closet, dealing with people who are already dealing with other people, which I'm like, however, I do respect that he's honest with it, and I do respect the fact that he takes the content of his sexuality and translates it to his community. He talks about real things that go on in the community, a lot of the taboo things, a lot of the things we don't want to talk about, a lot of things we try to hide away from, a lot of the secrets that deal with gay culture and stuff like that. He really goes into that. So his music and his artistry is very serious. It's a little different from Lil Nas X. Well, Lil Nas X could be kind of like trolling and pushing it just for the sake of pushing boundaries. With Troye Sivan, he's talking about real things that go on in the community and the taboo things, which I like. I like that. I really respect his authenticity. I think he makes great music too. That's Troye Sivan. How do you guys think about him? What do you guys think about how he handles his sexuality and his brand, and how he talks about all the taboo stuff? Shawn Mendes, okay, Shawn Mendes. Now, Shawn Mendes has recently kind of come out. He didn't confirm his sexuality. He didn't give it a title, whether it be bi, gay, whatever it is. However, he has explained that he's kind of figuring it out, and he doesn't know what it is. And sometimes it's this time, and sometimes it's that. And this is from, the thing about interesting about Shawn Mendes' situation is this is like years of him going through a lot of people spectating about his sexuality. And that does put male entertainers in a weird space, you know, when they're not comfortable yet. That's why I always say, like, before you get out there, are you comfortable with who you are? Because if people get a hunch, they will pick at it. Okay? And, you know, he came out very young, like 16. So a lot of times, you know, they're not ready yet. You know, a lot of men might be groomed, not yet ready to be comfortable and out forward with their sexuality if it's not heterosexual. This is an energy that's hard for men in general. Okay, a lot of men struggle with their sexuality. It's something that people don't like to talk about, but it's very true. But now he's finally come out. He hasn't really confirmed what it is. What do you guys think about it? Okay, now we're gonna move on to Harry Styles. Okay, now Harry Styles has an interesting situation because he's not gay or bi or anything. At least he hasn't confirmed it. But what he is very queer, meaning he will wear a dress, he will wear very feminine things, he will do non-traditional masculine things. So much so that people have speculated about his sexuality, but also have felt like he's been queer baiting. Okay, because he's heterosexual, but he cross-dresses and he does, you know, very feminine things here and there. People have felt like he's done this. It's almost has it's made people like him a lot, but he's also have had critique that he's queer baiting. Okay, that he's just doing this simply to get the gay fans, the LGBT audience, okay? So people have looked at this in a different way. They've looked at it as a queer baiting way, and that he's overdoing it just to get his fans. He's just playing, just to get more LGBT fans. So that's a really interesting thing with Harry Styles, okay? Because he is heterosexual, but because of his presentation, people see him as queer. People see him as relatable to the LGBT community, and has also kind of redefined other ways of looking at masculinity and looking at artists, that you can express yourself in this way. Okay, there's not a standard way to, and it doesn't even mean that you're gay or anything. So what do you guys think about Harry Styles? Now, last but not least, okay, we have Sam Smith. Okay, now Sam Smith has been out, since the big bulk of his career, since the beginning of his career. He's been very honest about that, which I think is great. But no one really had an issue, really, at all. However, his artistry, the way his artistry, his image has changed, and he's done a lot of cross-dressing, a lot of feminine, very sexual, hypersexual stuff with his music videos and his music, catering to the LGBT sexual style. And people have gave him a hard time with that. Now, his situation is interesting because he's been out, but he was the conservative, Sam Smith, a nice suit, nice shirt, nice pants, and just sung. So no one ever really thought about his sexuality that much. It wasn't a big part of his artistry. There's one thing, that's why I'm saying everyone's different here. There's one thing being LGBT, and there's another thing with including it into your artistry. And when Sam Smith has made the drastic change in his image and his music by being really sexual, okay, changing the way he dressed, being very flamboyant, it has caused a lot of controversy. A lot of people getting back at him, people loving it and people also hating it with the hypersexuality, okay? Now, again, this is part of, being an artist. You express your personality, your brand. So if this is how Sam Smith is, he loves dresses, he loves cross-dressing, that's part of his brand. But do you see how the public has changed because of that? And it's such a great conversation to have, because now as we're getting, as society's advancing, we're becoming more comfortable with male sexuality being other than heterosexuality. And it's forcing people to be authentic. And I feel like the biggest point to learn from these male artists and their sexuality is about authenticity. Authenticity is key. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I really love this conversation and would love to see your comments. And I'll check you guys out on the next video. And don't forget to check out my music if you enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching, guys.